What's up, guys? Jesse here from Jeweler's Advantage. I've got a lot to talk about in regards to AI and how it's going to impact the jewelry industry. But first, I think it's impossible to not acknowledge that potentially we have World War III looming, and I don't think that can be ignored. And I think it's a time for us to take pause and remember that the most human thing that we can do is to not cheer on violence. So take pause for a moment and remember that in the context of this event, which some people have seen out there getting pretty excited about it, maybe we should also take pause and remember what everybody was starting to get unified and upset about together on both sides of the aisle just a week ago or a week or two ago, or maybe the last 3 or 4 weeks. And there was something everybody was really upset about, and there were people that we were very skeptical of and we were thinking about them. And then there's a big distraction with a potential looming world war and nobody's talking about it anymore. So that's something to maybe just take pause and think about. And then another thing to think about is what else is going on in the world that is major world news that was also having its attention taken away from whatever those areas were because of a big world event like military action. So the one that I want to talk about the most is the very real and clear advent of AI agents. This is the idea that an AI could be controlling devices and navigating the internet and linking tools together and performing real work. One area where I feel that is most evident is the other world history that unfolded regarding AI that was overshadowed by the military stuff. And that would be very profound about what could shape the course of human history. And that is the dispute, I guess you could say, that unfolded between Anthropic, one of the leading AI labs in the world, and the US military by way of the Pentagon. So essentially the TLDR here is that the Pentagon more or less wants to be Skynet, and Anthropic, the creators of Claude, are saying, no, you can't use our technology for that. What that means is there was a dispute of what the military, the US military, could use AI products for from a major tech provider in the US. And the hardline stance that Anthropic took was, you cannot use our AI for autonomous weapon systems without a human in the loop. So here at Jeweler's Advantage, we teach human in the loop for being a business operator using AI. Being the human in the loop means that there's somebody making a decision and is accountable for that decision, right? It's very, very important. You wouldn't want to mess with that if there was money on the line. So Anthropic doesn't want to muddy the waters if there's human lives on the line. You need to have a human in the loop with autonomous weapon systems because it makes them safer, it makes somebody accountable. And if you're deciding to eliminate a living target that's a human being, there needs to be somebody really respecting that decision. So that's reasonable. Anybody that is in touch with their own humanity should find that reasonable. And the other hardline stance was that Anthropic didn't want their technology being deployed for mass surveillance of American citizens. Those were the two hardline stances. The Pentagon was saying, no, you can't tell us what use cases we can use your technology for. It was very, very Silicon Valley-esque tech jargon out of the Pentagon, which I thought was interesting. But the clear, boiled down truth of what that is that Anthropic didn't want their technology deployed into autonomous weapon systems or mass surveillance. And if you've seen the movie Terminator, that is what Skynet specialized in as a company. The fictional company Skynet that creates a mass surveillance system and an advanced artificial intelligence in the movie Terminator that in the future becomes malignant and revolts against humanity and then sends robots back in time to eliminate the threats of it being shut down. That's what Terminator's about. And it's interesting, and it's why I say this is world history, that a dispute would unfold between the number one AI lab in the world, which is currently Anthropic and their Claude line of products, and the US military by way of the Pentagon. It's kind of interesting how the story of Skynet from Terminator echoed out into the real world, the world we live in, with it being a tech firm and a government organization. So that's really important to pay attention to. there's all kinds of things that happen with Claude. They refused it, and it was probably the biggest brand identity and brand reputation win of all time. They went from being in the hundreds on the App Store to being number 2 just behind ChatGPT because they said no to the military side of things, and they stuck to their guns, and the US citizenry appreciated that. So pay attention for understanding brand perception. The people have a vote, and Anthropic have been rewarded for their stance. So this is really important to pay attention to because it's world history. The stakes are really, really, really high here because we're talking about at the macro level something being made with major world powers and major military powers and major financial institutions and the most powerful tech companies in the world. These are the disputes happening at that level, but we can also learn something about that down in the micro because back in 2024, I believe, if you were in this group at that time, you could scroll down and you would see me, if you're on Facebook, by the way, for AI for Jewelers, maybe this video is somewhere else, but if you scroll down, we were talking about piloting a program to prepare people for AI agent employees for an e-commerce jewelry store, having AI anchored to gold with a team of AI employees powering an e-commerce store, helping you run your business. At that time in 2024, we said, hey, we have the architecture that will grow into this reality and be ready so that when AI agents come online fully, you can just plug them in and you'll be prepared and you'll already be right-sized. You won't be figuring it out. You won't have to figure out AI and figure out AI agents at the same time. So that was in something called our Excalibur program. And we were talking back then in 2024 about AI agents coming, and they're not quite here yet, but we're already getting ready in 2024 for when that comes online. 2025 was supposed to be the year of the AI agents, but I guess the technology was just working itself out. Maybe if you've heard of tools like N8N, you would have known that, hey, this is great, this shows a ton of potential, but there are operational risks with automations using AI or workflows that maybe kind of make it a little bit easier to do a sequence of steps, but there were still buggy mistakes. That was supposed to get worked out in 2025, and it basically did. By the time we got Claude Code and Codex, so Codex is the model from OpenAI, Claude Code is the model from Anthropic. These tools now are making it so that you can actually reliably manage an AI system of AI agents in tools such as N8N, and then there's many others. There's lots and lots of different software out there coming online. N8N is just kind of a clear standard. So I want you to keep an eye on this. If the world history events are unfolding because of AI agents applied to the military, and then you also look into the major job losses that have been going on, that's another thing nobody's talking about. Thousands of jobs are getting lost right now, and it's because the AI can code. So when you have an AI agent that can perform activities on the internet or on a computer with things like OpenClaw, that opens up a whole bunch of different possibilities. So today I want you to ask yourself, what are the bottlenecks in your business for things that you don't feel like you can afford right now, or things that you don't feel like you have the skills for right now? Because the AI agents are going to be able to be deployed into your jewelry business and get these things done. So maybe that's your social media. Maybe you don't feel like your content is very good. AI agents are going to be able to help you with that. Maybe there's things in regards to your advertising, like you don't know who your audience is, or you don't know how to really pick the content that was made before and deploy it into some type of advertising strategy that's going to get you leads to your website. AI agents are going to be able to help optimize that type of thing. Maybe it's things like just automating your emails or finding a way to make it faster to do mood boards for a custom consultation. Maybe it's about inventory management, something that is a tedious copy-paste task. You surely have that in your business. There's all kinds of jewelry businesses. There's all kinds of ways to build the business that you want to own. But every one of you is going to have some kind of bottleneck. There's something happening in your business that's frustrating you that is maybe because of a skill gap, or maybe it's because of something you couldn't afford financially in the business, or you don't have time to work on now. All of those things can be fixed. So let me know in the comments what you think your bottleneck is, or if you have a wish of what you wish an AI agent employee could do in your jewelry business? Let me know in the comments, and that's going to inform what we're building. And then also just shoot me a DM. I think a lot of you that are the most serious typically stay out of the comments because you want to be business owners and be strategic, and then you just DM me. I actually expect that, and that's perfectly fine. So if you want to DM me about, hey, this is this thing that's going on in my business, I wish there was an AI employee that could help me do it, just send me a DM. We'll help you figure that out. So pay attention to what's going on in the world. Take pause. Don't get emotional about the news. And start paying attention to what else is going on when big things are going on, because the other things that are happening are going to affect your business just as much. So let me know in the comments what you want to do with AI agents. That's something that we can focus on now, that you can control in your life. And that's what it's all about right now. So let me know in the comments. This is Jesse here at Jewelers Advantage, and we'll see you in the next one.